before we go in, before you even touch that heavy door handle, just stop for a second with me. Close your eyes. I want you to imagine pressure. I don't mean, the stress of a deadline. I mean real physical pressure. Imagine you're in a space that's warm, but it's getting tighter and tighter. The walls are closing in, there's no light, and the only way out is through a bottleneck that feels way too small. Why is it that the entry into life, the very act of becoming, is so tied to this feeling of being squeezed? Why does the universe demand a struggle just to be? Just hold that feeling, that confinement, that desperate need for release. That's the energy we're diving into today.
Are you planning to philosophize with the pigeons out here on the cobblestones all morning, or are you coming inside? My coffee is getting cold.
I'm coming. The air just feels different today. But you're right, let's get in. Welcome to Cafe Karma. Here, you can take the seat by the window. The smell in here today is just, wow, isn't it? That mix of coffee, cardamom, and old books.
It smells like deadlines and procrastination. But, welcome. I see you're looking at my charts. Hope you brought your glasses.
You really went all out.
Yeah.
It looks like the whole galaxy is mapped out on this table. So, let's get our bearings. We're continuing through the Nakshatras. We started with Ashwini, that first spark. But now we're moving to the second one, Bharani.
Bharani, yes. Everyone loves Ashwini, the shiny new sports car of the zodiac. But Bharani, this is where the real work starts. And just to be clear, today we are strictly on the celestial plane. No psychology, not yet. That's a whole other can of worms.
Right, absolutely. Today is just about the architecture. We're looking at the machine itself, the astronomy, the deity, the symbols. We need to understand the engine before we try to drive the car. So, let's decode the cosmic blueprint of Bharani. Where do we even start with a name like that?
We start with the Sanskrit. The word is Bharani, and it comes from the root hara. It's not a complex word, but it's a heavy one. Hara means a load, a weight, a burden.
A burden. Wow, that immediately sounds so negative, like something you don't want.
See, that's the modern mind. You hear burden and you think problem. But think of a pillar holding up a roof. It's bearing the load. It's under pressure. Is the pillar suffering? No. It's doing its job.
So it's about purpose, not suffering.
In a way, the translation is the bearer. Or, more specifically, she who bears. And when I say she who bears, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Pregnancy. Bearing a child.
Exactly. That is the core metaphor, and it fits perfectly. Think about a pregnancy from a purely physical standpoint. It is a burden, it adds weight, it draws your energy. It's a huge responsibility you carry inside you.
And that connects right back to that feeling of pressure I was talking about.
Right.
If you're carrying something precious, you have to be restricted. You have to nurture it in the dark, in secret.
Secrecy and incubation. That is the key. This star is the period where the idea or the life is growing in the dark. But incubation isn't just sleeping, it's a great thing. It's a violent process. Good things, important things, they come with labor pains.
Labor pains. So the struggle isn't a flaw in the system. It's part of the mechanic.
It's the price of admission. Now look at this map. If you could just move your cup. You see here? This is the constellation Aries. Widder, as we say. Bharani is located entirely within Aries.
So it's right in the middle of a fire sign. I'd expect it to be really bright, blazing.
That's what you'd think, wouldn't you? But look at the stars I've circled. They're faint. It's formed by 3 very dim stars, 35, 39, and 41 Arietids. They make a small, tight triangle.
Triangle pointing down. It's barely there.
It's a whisper in the sky. To the left, you've got bright Ashwini. To the right, you have the super bright Pleiades, Kritika. Bharani is this dim, dark valley between 2 bright peaks.
A dark valley. That's a powerful image. Why focus on the dim part?
Because the most important work happens in the dark. You don't develop a photo in the sunlight. Bharani is obscure. You have to focus to see it. And that downward pointing triangle, that's universal symbolism.
Feminine principle, the vessel, the cup.
Or the womb, which of course brings us to its primary symbol, the yoni.
The female reproductive organ.
The yoni, yes.
In the West, that's still kind of a taboo image. It feels very graphic to put on a star map.
Because we've separated biology from the sacred. In the Vedic view, it's just geometry. It's mechanics. It is the gate of existence, the portal. But think about what it is. It's hidden. It's internal. It's a place of constriction.
It's the ultimate vessel. It holds everything in until it's ready. It's fertility, sure, but it's also restriction. You can't stay there forever.
Exactly. And this is where the architecture gets really clever. Because there's a second symbol, a boat.
A boat. Wait, that feels like the opposite. The yoni is about containing. A boat is about traveling.
Is it? A boat carries you across water you can't cross yourself. It takes you from one shore to another. In many traditions, the boat is the vehicle that takes you from this world to the
Huh.
next.
Okay, I think I see it now. The yoni is the gate that brings you into life.
And the boat is the vessel that takes you out. It's the portal, the revolving door of the universe. Entry and exit.
Wow. That's actually kind of terrifying. It feels like standing in a doorway with wind blowing from two different worlds.
It should feel a bit chilling. And this dual nature, this link between the womb and the tomb, brings us to the ruling deity.
I was looking at your notes on this, and I honestly thought it was a typo. I mean, a star of the yoni, a birth of fertility. You'd think the ruler would be a mother goddess, right?
Logic can be boring. The universe prefers a bit of irony. The one sitting on the throne of Bharani is Yama,
Yama, the lord of death.
the great lord of dharma and death, yes.
Hold on. You're telling me the ultimate symbol of life is managed by the Grim Reaper? That feels like a cosmic mistake. Why?
Because they're not opposites, they are partners.
I'm not sold. Explain that.
There's a famous quote, "Death is certain for one who is born. The moment you enter the yoni, you've made a deal with Yama. But Yama is. He's misunderstood. He's not some chaotic demon.
So is he?
He was the first mortal, the first human to die. He forged the path to the other world when none existed, so he became the guide and the judge.
So he's not a monster. He's more like a pioneer.
He's a bureaucrat, a lord of order, of dharma. The name Yama literally means the binder or the restrainer. Think about the pressure, the restriction. Yama provides the necessary restraint that gives life meaning. Without a deadline, life has no shape.
Just like the womb gives the fetus a border. It has to restrict the baby to force it out.
Now you're getting it. Yama is that discipline. There's a story where Yama takes a holiday. No one can die. And it becomes a disaster. The world gets overpopulated, heavy, full of suffering with no release. Life becomes an unbearable burden because death isn't there to relieve it.
So death is the relief, the removal of the burden.
Which brings us perfectly to the Shakti, the power of this star. It's called Apaharani Shakti.
Which means?
The power to carry things away, or the removal of burdens.
Yeah, my brain is doing gymnastics now.
Yeah.
The name of the star means the bearer, to carry the burden, but the power is to remove the burden. It's a push and a pull.
It's a cycle. Think of the elephant.
The animal symbol for Bharani.
Yes. An elephant can carry a huge load. That's the bara. But if it never puts the load down, it collapses. The Shakti, the power, is the release, the delivery. The mother carries the baby, the burden. But the Apabarani Shakti is the birth removing the baby from the body so it can live.
And in death.
The soul carries the burden of the body. When you're old and in pain, Yama comes and uses that Shakti to remove the body, letting the soul travel light.
So it's a cleansing, a purification.
An extreme one. It's not just washing your face. It's a forest fire that allows for new growth.
This is really intense energy.
Rare.
Let's ground it a bit with the technical specs. We have the star in Aries. Yama is the deity. What's the planetary ruler?
Venus.
Venus. The planet of love and beauty. That feels soft compared to all this death and birth canal stuff.
Don't underestimate Venus. Venus isn't just romance, it's passion. It's the raw biological drive. Now, put Venus in the sign of Aries. Who rules Aries?
Mars. War. Heat.
Exactly. So you have the planet of love in the house of the planet of war.
That's a volatile mix.
We call it the fire in the womb. It creates this incredibly intense, creative, and sexual energy. This is primal. This is making art with a blowtorch.
Visceral.
Messy.
Messy is the perfect word, which fits the caste assigned to it. Bharani is classified as malecha, outcast.
Okay, you need to clarify that. Outcast sounds pretty bad.
No, it's not a moral judgment. It refers to dealing with the realities of life that society wants to ignore. Birth fluids, dead bodies, garbage, extreme sexuality.
The stuff we don't talk about at dinner parties.
Precisely. Bharani handles the messy parts. A surgeon cutting open a body. A midwife. A mortician. These are unclean but vital jobs.
So it's not afraid to get its hands dirty.
It thrives there, which is why its quality is ugra.
Ugra, fierce, right?
Fierce, severe, intense. This is not a gentle star.
Yeah.
Reality is severe. Birth is screaming. Death is silence. There's no middle ground.
It's funny, you see the symbol, the yoni, and you think nurturing, but the energy is fierce, severe fire. The feminine isn't just soft. Mother Nature is the most ruthless force there is. That's Bharani. It gives life, but it can take it away just as easily.
And the animal, the elephant. Why a male elephant if the symbol is the yoni?
The aggression, the ugra nature. A male elephant carries the burden, yes, but if you threaten the herd, it will crush you. It also relates to memory. An elephant never forgets.
Right. And ruled by Yama, the judge who keeps the records.
Yeah.
It holds on to things.
It carries the weight of the past. It doesn't let go easily.
So let's try and put this all together. This celestial engine. We have a star in fiery Aries, shaped like a womb but hidden in the dark. It's ruled by Venus, the planet of passion, but governed by Yama, the god of death. It's all about the extreme pressure of carrying something and the violent necessary release of letting it go.
It is the engine of evolution. Without Bharani, the universe would stagnate. It's the force that says this is done, crush it, recycle it, make something new. It's the cosmic recycling plant.
A cosmic recycling plant. That's a practical way of looking at it.
I am a practical man.
It sounds so heavy, but when I tune into it, under all the fear and pain I feel, potential, like the moment before a race starts.
Yeah.
That tension.
Tension is potential energy. Bharani is the master of it.
So we've built the machine. We know how it looks. Who runs it?
Waiter. Excuse me. Yes, another one. A double mucka this time. Strong. I'll need it.
Doubling down on the caffeine. We're about to finish up.
We're gonna need it. Because understanding the mechanics of an engine is one thing. That's just physics. But putting a human being inside that engine, that's a different story entirely.
And that's where we're going next time, isn't it?
Yes, we've mapped the engine. But what happens when a person is born with this fire inside them? How do you live a normal life? Go to the shops, pay your taxes, when you're carrying the energy of both birth and death in your pocket?
How do you handle that fire in the womb without getting burned?
That is the question. And believe me, the answer is not simple.
Then we should probably let everyone digest this first.
Agreed. Let them sit with the pressure for a while.
Until next time. Embrace the squeeze. It's just the universe trying to birth something new through you.
Or it's just a headache. Maybe drink some water.
See you in the next deep dive.